Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Stellaris. We are playing in the new Utopia patch, and we are playing as the Aromatic Psittacan Assembly, working our way towards eliminating the weak flesh and going fully synthetic. In the last episode, we got a pretty interesting anomaly that's going to be researched there, and we also started some new colonies out here. I mean, I suppose I could colonize a continental world. I don't know. I just don't like colonizing when they're not the proper world. Just really limits the max happiness, and it'll slow down growth. But, I mean, I suppose I could. Do we have any really good ones? Like, something that would make up for the fact that it's, I don't see that any of them are really fantastic. Don't have that one surveyed yet. Don't have that one surveyed. There is this Gaia world. It's a lot of physics research there and some minerals. But it's small. Well, it's surveyed, and I need more worlds, so... Ah, I don't have enough minerals to build that. We're really building up a lot. Plan to construct a research station. I've allocated that. What if I bump this up a bit? Yeah, let's go that way. And they've got a bit stored up now, so not too worried about it. The Void Clouds are, as far as Psittacandrian researchers can tell, among the oldest entities in the universe. They seem to have originated just a scant few billion years after matter as we know it first appeared. The tremendous forces of the young cosmos making something out of nothing. They would have been stars once, but were not. Explaining their apparent animal intelligence is more difficult, but the answer might lie in their abnormally strong electromagnetic fields that keep them together. Another product of their primordial beginnings. It is not inconceivable that, given enough time, the circulation of its strange stardust and gravitic fields aligned in a flexible approximation of neural pathways. Moreover, the clouds seem to be receiving impulses from one another, if not outright communicating. Light years apart, quantum entanglement is suspected to play a role in this phenomenon. And they will not stand in our way. Get damage to Void Clouds plus 10%, and we do gain 150 physics research, so that's pretty nice.
Tile blocker clear.
Automated Shipyard. While conducting their survey of Bartium 4A, the Cave Carrot detected the remains of an automated shipyard in orbit. It is at least 1,000 years old and seems to have been subjected to a heavy missile barrage, but one of its manufacturing bays is still in working condition. Science Officer Kijikun is confident that power can be restored to the shipyard, but it would be a significant project.
Situation
Interesting.
updated.
Well, let's go ahead and do that. You know, after, I mean, whatever happens, it'll like, you know, break down or something afterwards. Why don't we scrap it for minerals? Would that just be too good? I suppose it might just be too good. We are pushing them back a bit. Terraforming candidate discovered. Our detailed survey of Fuo 5 has revealed that it may once have supported life in the distant past. There are significant deposits of frozen water at the polar ice caps, and beneath the planet's surface. The existence of valley networks suggest that water may once have flowed freely. Terraforming this planet would theoretically be possible, but we do not yet possess the technology to accomplish this monumental task within a realistic time frame. Fantastic. Terraforming candidate modifier added, giving the following effects. Blank. Alright, so, yep, terraforming candidate. I do like that carbon world. Minerals plus 15%. That's pretty cool. So we need terrestrial sculpting to terraform this, terraform planets. In addition, we will also need atmospheric something or other. It's the second one that lets you turn like arid worlds into continental worlds and Arctic worlds into continental worlds and stuff like that. Terraforming outside of the categories. Ooh, void cloud there. All right, well, you're not going there. Good.
Tile blocker cleared.
So it'll be a while before we can do that one. Let's see. Spaceport. We can go ahead and build that. Getting our tile blockers cleared, but it'll be a while. It's growing together, so that's good.
Tile blocker cleared.
Governor Ashley 2 has leveled up and gained the trait Substance Abuser. Oh, that is unfortunate. At least it's not Arrested Development. That's just an awful one.
Research complete.
Okay, there we go. Warp Drive 2. Very nice. And now we could get colony development speed plus 50% and colony ship build cost minus 15%. That's worth it if I'm going to be trying to keep up with these guys. Let's see. Well, Alright, that's already been updated. So that's good. That's already got the change. I guess we'll do this. That needs that. All complete. And do we have any better weapons? Not really. Okay. Now you're down here. You should probably be up here. The changes are, well, Warp Drive 2, though.
Special project complete.
Science Officer Kijikun has successfully restored power to the automated shipyard over Bartium 4A. The facility immediately resumed its interrupted construction order, using what materials it had on hand to build an advanced frigate of unknown design. Unfortunately, the ancient facility broke down completely afterwards and has been deemed beyond repair. We have sent a crew to the new ship and pressed it into service with our fleet. And Kijikun gains 200 experience points. So it is only Warp Drive 1. But it does have small X-ray lasers and large disruptors. Which, we cannot get the tech from this thing unless it gets destroyed. And if it gets destroyed, then, you know, like, whoever we'd be fighting would be able to get it. Still fleet power equivalent.
Anomaly found.
Massive storms are visible in the upper atmosphere of this gas giant. It might be worth the effort to study them in more detail. Go ahead and do that.
Research complete.
And we've got autocannons. Alright, so Beryllium mining, building speed plus 25% is good, but it's just speed. If it was cost, that would be awesome. But we do want some sort of strategic resource, so I think I'm going to focus on getting those when they pop up. You know, I mean, reasonably focus on it. Space Bounty. While an asteroid falling on your planet can be nerve-wracking, Neopsittacus has been rather fortunate. No harm has befallen the colony. We must find a way to stop this, or our people will endure this harsh environment. So we'd get +4 minerals. Issue Special Project Asteroid Defense System. 03. Is that one? I don't know. I'm fine with happiness minus 5%. I mean, I would like to stop this, but yeah, no, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that minerals. That's definitely not going to food. Once again, Neopsittacus has been pummeled by falling asteroids, and this time part of our colony has been destroyed. Needless to say, the local population is not happy. Ooh. They knew the risks. 2-1. That would be my reassembled ship shelter. Lovely. Okay, now we get the asteroid defense system. I'm okay with this.
Building ruined. Situation log.
I'm actually okay with this. We'll go ahead and repair it. Doesn't cost anything to repair, just time. Alright. Asteroid defense system. Ooh, 10 months. It's got to be done, though. Also, let's interrupt you and go get that research. Someone did ask what the how you queue something up in front, and it's Control-Shift-Click, for those wondering. That's a fairly recent addition. I think back in the last major update expansion. I think that's what it was. Extreme storms. Bartium 2 frequently experiences massive and extremely violent storm systems in its atmosphere. Several dozen persistent storms are visible from orbit, with winds often reaching speeds in excess of 700 meters per second. The cause of these storms is not immediately apparent, as we have found nothing in the planet's climate model that would explain them. Our scientists are interested in studying this anomaly. Interesting. +3 physics. Neat. There's a lot of physics research out here.
Anomaly found.
The mineral composition of Bartium 5 does not match projections. Go ahead and research that. I might head up there and get that.
Complete.
As before, a colony of freighters was assembled to safely transport the Dathnak colonists inside pressurized gas tanks. After a brief journey, they successfully made planetfall on the gas giant, which they have named New Balderak. A satellite was left in orbit to allow for long-range communications with the Balderak. Unfortunately, they do now have access to that. But maybe I'll be gaining that system eventually. On the other hand, maybe I should just be colonizing these so that I push out my borders more. Across the barren fields of Bartium 5, there are indications of old battles being fought. Beneath the lifeless ground, our researchers on the Cave Carrot have found bones, metallic shards, and, most surprisingly, a container filled with documents. If we send the documents to our homeworld for translation, we could potentially learn more about this war and who fought it. It would also be possible to simply sell them off as antiques. So if I sold it to a private collector, I'd get 1,000 of each. That's good in the early game, but it's still just a, a fairly limited amount. But let's go ahead and translate the warrior's texts. It doesn't cost anything to research it, so that's always a nice bonus. Let's get the colony ship built. Get some more destroyers. I've got a little bit of money. We're building up our energy reserves, so let's actually go ahead and build a droid here. Start collecting that for minerals. Let's see. I'm going to be focusing on the energy here. So I don't really care about these minerals. Let's go for the Frontier Clinic. And since that's going to be done first, and I cannot build a droid there. Alright. That's fine. So I think I will grab this first. Alright, you're done here. Go swing over here. And then down there. I'm very nervous about going into black holes without at least having some... Well, number one, without knowing what the name is.
Debris analyzed.
Me breeding program. Now, let's see if they've taken care of those guys yet.
Research complete.
Okay, Galactic Administration, Civic Slots +1, and Empire Capital Complex. Ooh, another core sector systems, but I think we gotta take the dangerous wildlife. Since we have some worlds with that. And it is a little bit faster. Nope. Looks like they took care of it. Alright. That's fine. Then I think we want to go take care of this void cloud. I think I'll queue up the energy credits as well once we're done building the frontier outpost that I want to build.
Special project complete.
A combination of extra sturdy construction techniques and automated defenses should keep the people of Neo-Psittacus safe from further asteroid impacts.
Anomaly found. Special project complete.
Our language experts have been at it for weeks to try and translate the documents we found in the old battlefield. Today we finally have some results. We now know that the fallen warriors all followed the teachings of a philosopher called Talisa, the Teller of Tales. The documents are breakdowns of tactics, strategy, and, most importantly, logistics in interstellar warfare. Being a strong spokesperson against war, Talisa still found this to be essential knowledge for steering into the future. Even the most peaceful of people might be forced into a corner in their work for a better world. The wise can go to war, it seems. So we get Warring State, Master's Teachings, Warring States, Empire Edict. And we'll go ahead and check this one out. Atmospheric readings from Toriel 3 do not match simulated projections. And let's take a look at what that edict does. We are still humiliated, though. So that is naval capacity plus 15%, army upkeep minus... naval capacity plus 10%, army upkeep minus 15%. Translations of an alien philosopher's teachings. Her depictions of war and ideas on combat strategy could make for excellent training materials for our military. Creating unity is the biggest challenge, particularly because sustainability often generates borders. These borders need to be torn down, a sentiment that scares many. One must sometimes be willing to tear down in order to build something stronger from the ashes. Talisa, the Teller of Tales. Talking about unity, you would think that they might have added a plus 5 or plus 10% unity growth, but... Because honestly, 10% naval capacity for 0.85 influence? And army upkeep? That said, I probably should build up some more, some armies. Not gonna go with the robotic armies, though. Yeah, I'm gonna need some landing armies, so let's go ahead and spend our minerals on that right now. That will be necessary if we take over some other empires. Wow, it's a small ocean world there.
System survey complete.
It's terrible. Swirling shadows. Immense ragged plains of shadow drift across Toriel 3's face. Ah, I love this one. They're cast not by clouds, but by sheets of organic material drifting through the upper layers of the atmosphere, hinged, or rather jointed, to allow for a small degree of articulation. Science Officer Kijikun is as yet unwilling to say whether these things are flora or fauna, or what possible purpose, if any, their elaborate shadow casting might serve. And we get plus 6 society influence on this world, which is probably, yeah, well outside of my range. Alright, got our colony ship. And we've got traditions available. Alright, let's see. If I adopt this, will it improve... let me double check. Yeah, sacrifice a little bit of tradition for that. It might be worthwhile. Okay, it'll be 68 months for that. And we'll see... Okay, yep, traditional prosperity. Alright, good. So that will help. And this colony ship has been built. Getting more border up here is probably going to be good. Although this Gaia world is tempting me. It'll push us down this way a little bit more. I could take that continental world at some point. Now, the downside is that I wouldn't easily be able to put it into a sector with other worlds. So there is that. This would probably be the best place to put down. Yeah, let's take the Gaia world, I think. It'll also have the fastest growth, so... Can't do it that way. Colonize for 230. Yeah, that's fine. Right there. Alright, I should figure out what genera the macaws are, because that seems perfect for a Gaia world, right? Okay, apparently blue and yellow macaws are Ararana. Alright, whatever. This world is just Ara. Learning about parrots with AuldDragon. Mass extinction, frozen. An unnatural shift in the atmosphere's chemical makeup resulted in the slow but irreversible onset of an ice age. One that began before the formation of the Aromatic Psittacan Assembly and is likely to persist long after our passing. The exact cause remains unknown, but probable explanations include failed terraforming attempts or even intraplanetary terrorism. Some of the more radical elements within the scientific community on Strigops suggest that the dramatic climate shift may have been brought on by the unchecked emissions of gaseous industrial byproduct into the atmosphere. This view is confined to the scientific fringe, as it is unlikely that any race intelligent enough to achieve full industrialization would be stupid enough to accidentally wipe themselves out. I know, right? And mass extinction study complete. While the research expedition often yielded unexpected results, Psittacandrian scientists now have access to an unprecedented wealth of data with which to accurately model the future of Strigops. Initial reports suggest that Strigops will be in no real danger for at least a dozen generations, save from freak cosmic events or the violent collapse of the Aromatic Psittacan Assembly. What else can we learn? The Psittacan people should be put at ease and make the planetary data public. And I honestly can never remember what we get out of this. So, let's see. Okay, no. This one gets you full survey data on those systems. So this one is awful. Let's just make the planetary data public. The information gleaned by the research expedition is a property of the Aromatic Psittacan Assembly, and access to it is restricted. A precaution put in place early on to prevent premature and unfavorable conclusions. With the study now complete, there is a strong lobby for releasing all associated data to the wider scientific community. Yeah, 250 each. Sounds good to me. That's a very good bump. See, continental world there. Oh, size 25. Yes. Let's go survey that. Might be tempted to jump up there and go around them, but that would be quite a distance. They're going to go for that one, I know it.
Construction complete.
And we also have a station up there. We'll have to go up there and check that out. So Wealth Promotion Coalition, they've got happiness plus 5%, plus 2%. So they're at 57 base happiness. I do need to get this up to 3,000 for them to be happier.
Construction complete. Anomaly found.
Alright, there is significant scarring on the surface of this world in a pattern that cannot be natural. From orbit, the massive rifts look almost like writing. We'll go ahead and research that. Alright, let's go ahead and take on the Void Cloud.
System survey complete. Situation
Wow.
updated.
Well, that just obliterated them. We almost lost a Corvette, but did not. We'll go ahead and repair. And you... go ahead and let's research this first. Size 21 Ocean World down there. It's not too bad.
Research complete.
Alien writing. Someone used a mining laser from orbit approximately 5,000 years ago to carve a large body of writing into the surface of Terrell 7A. The massive script covers a large portion of the moon's upper hemisphere and appears to be a short story chronicling the difficult life of an alien mercenary.
System survey complete.
And we have completed dangerous wildlife removal. Excellent. Ooh, yes, terrestrial sculpting. Want it. Want it more than anything else. Speaking of, we could also hire a new governor. Nope, never mind. It's not worth it. Alright, that can be improved. Let's go ahead and clear that one up. Let's clear that one up because it's right next to our ship shelter. So you're moving. I think that one moved. I'm getting +8, so I don't really want to get any more at the moment. The Obevny Republic has closed their borders to me. Egalitarian rabble, border friction. Well, you know, we may have to do something about you then. Let's get another destroyer.
System survey complete.
I'd like to get through... Oh, my... Oh, they just took the thing that gives, yeah, okay, so they just took supremacy. Border range increased by 20%. And that actually means that, Zappaslave up here is probably not coming home anytime soon. And I'm definitely not going to be getting up to this, continental world.
Colonization in progress.
No, actually, I also want to jump up there. Survey that. We'll see if we can get to the I don't know what they've surveyed right now, but I would like to get anything that they've got already. Let's see. Offer trade deal. They do not have any strategic resources. So that's a benefit in our favor.
Construction complete. Tile blocker cleared. Debris analyzed.
Let's go ahead and get that spaceport. Solar panel network.
found.
Class 12 asteroid orbits this planet. The small planetoid's orbit appears far too stable for its presence to be a natural occurrence. Go ahead and research that. Also, got cloud lightning conduits and +5/+5 physics and engineering. Alright. And it is time to elect a new chancellor. Lightalk is still in the lead, which I think is what I want. Yeah. Zappaslave would be a potential, but yeah, I think we'll stick with Lightalk. It's probably not long for this world, though. We'll see. Anyway, that will be it for this episode. When we return, I am probably going to swing down here and build the energy credit buildings there if I can. Also need to run through... Actually, let's see. You're already building that. Yeah. So I'll just queue up some construction with that guy. Is there any really... There is a 4. I might just go ahead and build the stuff in here for more minerals. I don't know. I'll need to think about it. Costs energy to get those running, so... I don't know. They've kindly built some defense stations in there. So, there's that. But when we come back, we'll see what else we can do. See you next time, everyone.